Hi, I'm Denise, and this is Manifesting Your Gifts. Today's topic is God is on both sides. And I'm going to read a couple of scriptures because we're going to build up to something. Isaiah 45:7. I form the light, I create darkness, I make peace, and I create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. Second one, Deuteronomy 32:39. See, now that I, even I am He, and there is no God with me. I kill, I make alive, I wound, I heal. Neither is any that can deliver out of my hand. Have a question for you. Who is the Lord? And if you don't know, just say, I don't know. Who's the Lord? John 5:22. For the Father judges no one, instead has given all judgment to the Son. Who is the Son? Is you. It's me. Isn't Jesus your brother? He said, our Father. It is you doing all the judgment. Isn't there a scripture that says, judge lest ye be judged? So, if it's telling you not to judge lest you are judged, then you must be the Son. It goes deep. It is you doing all of this. God said, I don't judge anybody. I leave it up to the Son. So the way you bring things back on yourself is that you pass judgment. And when you judge somebody, you're planting a seed that you're going to be judged by. So it's you. It's you. You are the operant power. Okay? Rule to operating this power. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. You are the operant power. The law does not operate itself. It operates through you. James 1:25. But who look into the perfect law of liberty and continue therein, he being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this man shall be blessed in his doing. All right. The law of liberty is what saves you. Okay? So, let's say, for instance, you had a court case, right? Let me give you something recent. The LSU girls won, right? So, the young girl had someone draw a ring on her finger. She visualized it, she saw it. Every time you saw her, she was pointing to this ring. She kept it in front of her, right? What she wanted to win. So, if the law of liberty saves you, you have to persevere until the end. If you don't, and I'm an aggressive person, and I focus, right? If you're up against someone that focus, and you give it just a little bit, right? You're not persevering until the end. But I am. Some people believe that God is only on the side if something is good. No. The scripture I shared with you guys, He does it all. Some people don't persevere until the end because they think that they're good. And good has to win, right? No. It's whoever perseveres until the end. You ever had somebody say, I know he was a liar, I know he was a cheat, and he still won? That's not fair. That's not fair, God, to let the evil people win. They persevered until the end and you gave up. So you have nobody to be mad at but yourself. God is on both sides. Now that's hard to grasp for some people. oh, she's a cheater, she's a thief, and she's this, and she's always coming out on top. Guess what? The law is the law. She just persevered until the end. Now, she's going to catch her issue, because what you put out, if you cheat and steal and whatever you put out, you're going to get. It might be a temporary thing that she's at the top, but it's not for you to worry about. But if you're on opposite sides of somebody that you feel is doing evil and you give up, you didn't operate the law. The law is the law. So whoever perseveres until the end is the one that wins. Remember, this is a game. The game of life and how to play it. Remember that book we talked about? Life is a game. It is not given to the ones that are lukewarm. You have to be on fire for the thing that you want. The thing that you want. There's a voice that's always whispering to you. Mark 10:51. It says, what do you want me to do for you? What is it that you want me to do for you? That's scripture. It's asking you, what do you want me to do? You never worry about anybody else. You are your own competition. Stay focused, persevere until the end. So remember, James talks about the law of liberty. The law of liberty is when you imagine the end. What is the end? What do you want? We're going to keep it simple, right? What do you want? Write down, what do you want? If you do not know what you want, you get nothing. I gave this example with a friend the other day. Let's say, for instance, you're a parent, you're working all day, there's no food cooked at the house, and you're calling your teenage kids, right? And they're playing the game, they're just brushing you off, they're not even listening to you. You call them, they ain't even texting back. Old school here, I ain't gonna text you, I'm just gonna call you. You don't call me back, I'm gonna do what I needed to do, I'm gonna roll on in, right? So I stopped and get something to eat. And I went ahead and ate on my way home. Then you get home and your teenage kids say, Mom, Dad, I'm hungry. Well, I tried calling you. You never answered. Well, I guess you got to go to bed hungry, huh? That's what God is asking us all the time. What is it that you want? And you never answer the call. You don't even know his voice. So you got to go to bed what? Hungry. And whose fault is that? Yours. Because you did not answer the call. If somebody's trying to give you something, well, I got to beg you to give you something that's going to save you. I'm going to whisper it. It says that soft, still voice is the voice that whispers to you that's going to save you. It's that knock at the door. That's a scripture. So I'm knocking at the door. The knock at the door is the thing that's going to save you. James 1:25. Whoever look into the perfect law of liberty and continue therein, he being not a forgetful hearer, but a doer of the work, this man shall be blessed in his doing. So, the law of liberty is the thing that's going to save you. What do you want? And as the example I gave, if I call you and ask you what you want and you never answer the phone, I can't save you. God is constantly asking you, that knock at the door she talked about, constantly asking you, what is it that you want? And if you don't answer the call, it's just a soft voice that talks to you all the time. But if you don't know the voice and you don't answer the call, then the thing that will save you is not there. Okay? Then Matthew 24:13, but the one who perseveres to the end will be saved. So continue to use the law of liberty. Imagine the thing that you want until you can touch it. So I have a question. First, I've asked two other questions, but we're going to, as we go down, I hope you wrote this down, that you're going to be able to answer these questions. The first question was, who is the Lord? Who is the Son? Now I have another question for you. How do you know if God is talking to you? What if I told you there is a scripture that lets you know? You know, I shared in my book before I even learned this, I would hear this voice. And that's why I'm doing these classes, because if you ask the wrong person, they'll tell you all kind of, oh, that's the devil. Oh, girl, that's evil. But they don't have scripture to back it up, right? Remember the first scripture that I added, that I shared with you guys, Isaiah 45:7. I form the light, I create darkness. I make peace, I create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. Deuteronomy again, 32:39. See now that I, even I, am He. And there is no God with me. I kill, I make alive. I wound, I heal. Neither is any that can deliver out of my hand. So, it's only one. The reason why I share this, that you understand that there is only one, so you don't give power to a secondary source. It's all God. Now, that question I had for you guys, I said, how do you know if God is talking to you? He said, whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you saying, this is the way, walk in it. Isaiah 30:21. So whenever you get confused, you know that there is God. He's telling you, I'm the one that's talking to you. That voice that you hear, that's me. So don't let nobody tell you it's the devil. There's no such thing. It's all God. The devil does not exist. You give power, if you give power to a secondary source, whatever you believe, that's what you're going to have to deal with. As the man thinketh, so is he. So if you think there's a second power, that means God wins sometimes, right? Right. God never loses. It's only one power. He creates it all. So who's creating it all?
We are.
We are.
And our thoughts.
And our thoughts, words, or deeds. It's us that's creating everything. Job 33:15. It says, in a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumbering upon the bed, he opened the ears of men and sealeth their instructions. You said you heard that knock at the door, huh? So he talks to us in our dreams. He wakes you up. Who all read my book? All right. Okay. Thank you, by the way. But then I shared with you guys, this voice woke me up and said, get up. I need you to say this. And I got up and I said exactly what I heard. At 2 o'clock in the morning, 10 o'clock that morning, the gentleman called me and gave me exactly what the voice told me to ask for. So, it's not us. It's He that is in us that knows everything. So what I shared this morning, if you know who you are, there's no one smarter than you. No one. Because He that is in you can travel anywhere. Anyone that has ever been on this earth, He has all the knowledge. Anyone that will ever be born, He has all the knowledge. He is the beginning and He's the end. Creation is complete. If you trust in the being that is within you, you never have to worry about anything, especially when you learn to listen to His voice. And the voice is a loving voice. It sounds like that voice of a mother or a father. Hey, baby, this is what you should do. So when you hear it, you're not afraid of it. It's like, what? You talking to me? It's like, yes, I'm talking to you. And it happens just as it tells you. So you have to quiet your mind so you can hear the voice. The voice is always trying to guide you and save you. So the topic is God is on both sides, right? So let's say, for instance, you have a court case. Doesn't care if the other person's lying. And you get all frustrated. Hey, they're lying. They're lying. I can't believe they're lying. John 1:25. It says, operate the law of liberty, right? Imagine what you want. Then the one who perseveres until the end will be saved. So if you're in the middle of a court case, if you start to waver, you know what, maybe I should settle. You know, but what if they win? Why are you telling yourself this? Persevere until the end. Imagine what you want. Right? You have to be strong enough in your faith and understand you have to stand on what you want. Now, when it comes to the law of liberty, the thing that will save you when you imagine what you want, I want you to test yourself, right? And when you test yourself and you make that thing happen, because the law does not operate itself, it operates through you. You are the operant power. And those scriptures that I shared with you, he said, I don't judge anybody, it's you. You're doing all of these things. So if there's anything that's going on in your life right now, write it down. Write down the outcome you want to happen. The reason why Habakkuk 2:2 is very important to write it down is because your mind plays tricks on you. You'll forget what you asked for. Just as it says the average person has about 60,000 thoughts a day. And if you've ever been riding down the street and a wonderful thought comes in your mind, you say, you know what, I'm going to remember this when I get home. And you get home, it's like, what was that I was supposed to remember? Stop what you're doing. Pull over and write it down. That is the soft voice that's sending you a message, the thing that's going to save you. Write it down. Habakkuk 2:2, Psalms 4:4. Commune with your own heart upon your bed and be still. And when you commune with your own heart upon your bed, imagine what you want. There is something inside of you that goes and it reports back. Your spirit leaves your body every night. So where is it going? Going to the Father. It says, in my Father's house there are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. I go and prepare a place for you, and where I am, there you will be also. So don't waste your precious time, investment, imagining anything you do not want to be true. Only imagine what you want to be true. That's when you commune with your own heart upon your bed and be still. There are 7 major negative emotions. And this was shared in Think and Grow Rich. 1 is fear, jealousy, hatred, revenge, greed, superstition, and anger. Those are the negative emotions. Do away with those. And the only person that you are hurting is yourself. It doesn't matter what someone has done to you or what you assume someone has done to you. When you keep thinking these things, and if you want to get revenge on someone, you're only hurting yourself. Even if they really did something really bad, you have to forgive them. Because the longer you hold on to anger and revenge and hatred, you are planting seeds. And when you're planting these seeds, you're going to have to eat that harvest. Even if they did it, it doesn't matter. Forgive them. Because the only person you're hurting is yourself. All right, so we're going to go back and we're going to answer those questions. Who is the Lord? The Lord is the law. And it says, and the law is no respecter of who? Person. There you go. The Lord is the law. Simply put. And it depends on how you use the law. We talked about this last week. We can use the law the right way. There's a plug over there. We plug in a computer. It'll charge up. But if we stick a fork in it, we'll charge up. We're using the law in the wrong way. He doesn't care how you use the law. It's going to work either way. It's going to work for your good, or you stick a fork in there, it might be the last time. But it still worked. The law is the law. It's no respecter of person. It doesn't care if you're black, white, green, or yellow. You stick a fork in there, you're going to get the same shock. Right? So the Lord is the law. And who is the Son?
It's us.
It's us. It says, John 5:22, for the Father judges no one. Instead has given all judgment to the Son, which is us. We are doing all of this. And when you realize it's you that's doing all of this, that means you can change it. Right? You can change it. We shared something last week about writing something down. This lady needed to, she saw that the house was listed. Well, we had her under contract for $545, and she saw that they dropped the price to $519.9. So I wrote down that they accepted $519.9. They did. Now you know there's a scripture that tells you write down what you want, right? What scripture is that? He said, you owe 100 measures of oil? He said, grab your bill right quick. Write down that you only owe 50. The scripture is telling you that this world is only make-believe. Write down what you want. It doesn't matter if someone said no. They throw the facts of life at you, right? Throw those stones at you, what we talked about, right? So when somebody tries to throw the stones at you, they're trying to throw the facts of life at you and saying, no, they're not going to accept $519. Are you kidding me? That's why I don't talk to everybody. I just write down what I want. You should not tell anybody anything until you can touch it, until you persevere until the end. Okay? We talked about this. Now, if somebody's trying to throw the stones at you, the facts of life, right? And they tell you God is not talking to you, that's crazy. Especially if they are religious. Pull out the scripture. So this is what he said in his word. He told them, you hear something behind you? To your right or to your left? He said, that was me talking to you. I'm trying to tell you which way to go. But you're going to listen to people that don't even know who they are over me? Get away from me, I don't know you. Didn't he tell the goats that? When the Sermon on the Mount? He said, when I was sick, you didn't come to visit me. When I was in prison, you didn't care anything about me. When I was hungry, you didn't give me any food. And the goat said, when did we treat you like this? He said, when you did it to the least of them, you did it to me. Then he tells the sheep, he said, you fed me when I was hungry. You visited me in the hospital when I was sick. You did all these things for me. And they said, Lord, when did we do this? He said, when you did it to the least of them, you did it to me. So what did he tell the goats? Get away from me, I don't know you. So basically it's the same thing. He's trying to tell us, I'm here to save you, but he does it through you. And there's no begging and there's no pleading. It's just the law. Learn how to operate the law, and the law of liberty will save you. Thank you for joining us. Hope to see you on the next episode of Manifesting Your Gifts.